Hey everyone, and welcome back to my studio. Today I wanted to do an Inktober themed video where I show you my process that I've been using for the past few prompts and days. We're already at half of Inktober, so that's very exciting. I wanted to clear some questions, answer some questions that you guys have been having. I'm using the Canson Mixed Media sketchbook, and it's the one I've been also using last year, and I really like the sketchbook. It's my favorite one. I really like how the paper handles brush pen and also normal pen and the markers, and just the way you can work on this paper, and that's why I always choose this one. In case you don't know, this month I'm following my own prompt list. It's the My Which Uni OC prompt list I'm hosting together with Wetvi on Instagram, and it's about creating your own Which Uni OC and discovering them through the prompts, so that's very exciting. Today is day 16 and today's prompt is favorite food. I have made some sketches. I think Nubia's favorite food would be pretzels, so I kind of wanted to draw her holding up a pretzel in front of her face or something. In this sketchbook I usually do very rough sketches about the kind of pose I want to use and the way I want the illustration to look. So for example, for the prompt meeting a friend, I kind of sketched some possible ways how they could be posing together, and that's how the final illustration looked. So I'm keeping it very rough in the sketchbook, and I am sketching digitally this year, so that's what we are going to be doing now. I have this file where I keep all my sketches that I've been doing, and I'm just going to create a new layer. And in the past few months I've been really getting into sketching digitally. It's so much easier because you can move things around and also use layers, and it's easier to create compositions digitally. So what I kind of want this to be is Nubia holding the pretzel, so I will make a very rough sketch so that I can trace that over later. And for these I'm not really trying to make this perfect or anything, just so I can ink and be more secure with the inking. So now, because I'm doing this digitally, I can easily just draw in the pretzel and not have to worry about anything. So I want her to kind of look through the holes of the pretzel. Pretzels are so confusing to draw, and they are a very easy concept, but once you have to draw them, you're kind of like, oh, okay. Maybe so we can see her nose. I don't know. I think it's funny how the pretzel also kind of emulates the shape of her glasses, so that's fun. So like this maybe, and then this kind of thing where the pretzel bursts open during baking could be kind of like a weird smile or something. This is a pretzel, right? So, and possibly the bakery where she gets them, or the coffee shop where she gets them, makes these huge oversized kind of pretzels. You see, I still keep this very rough. I just want to get approximate measurements for everything, so I don't have to erase on the paper too much and destroy the paper. I wanted her to kind of wear some kind of dress and then a t-shirt underneath, so kind of like this. Okay, so she's holding the pretzel with her hands. In the beginning I did these sketches very neatly, and now I'm just enjoying the inking process and just doing them to help me a little bit with composition and stuff, but not too much, as you can see. And now I think I'm going to zoom in a little bit more to make the shot look more interesting. So kind of like this, I think. Yeah, and that's why I use digital sketches, because it's so much easier. That's all that I would be doing for the sketching, and now I'm going to export this and print this out. And of course Mila's helping me as always, and now I'm just going to show you the madness I have to go through every time I want to print something out. Mila, can I have this? She's like, no, this is mine. She's my ever-present printing assistant. So yeah, this is how it looks once it's printed out to the correct size. And now we're going to trace this with my light box. So now this is, oh wow, I love how dirty this is. Okay, now that this is printed out, I'm going to trace this onto my Inktober sketchbook, and I just wanted to quickly go over the things I'm using for each step. So for this step I'm using the Kuretake Fudego Kochi brush pen, my favorite brush pen that I always use and that I really like for this kind of thing. And I'm also using the Kuretake Fudego Kochi brush pen in this color. It's finer and I use it to do small details, and it's also it also doesn't dry if you use too much ink, so be careful with that. So yeah, I'm just placing the sketchbook on top, and now I'm going to be tracing the sketch over and just using it kind of as a guideline and not worrying too much, and yeah, just having fun inking the illustration. So when I have everything lined out with my brush pen, I'm now going to go into the shading process. And for shading, I've been using these Pro markers from Winsor & Newton, and I'm using the cool grays. I've been using the ice grays before, but I prefer these a lot more because they are weirdly warmer than the ice grays. So these are called cool gray, but they are pretty warm. So you can see here they have a very nice warm color to them, and yeah, even though they're cool grays, I think they are more warm, but I really enjoy them, and they are the perfect range to get everything shaded without missing really a tone or something. So yeah, I really like these for shading. I always start with Nubia Skin because I already know what shade I want to use for that, and I'm using the Cool Gray 4 because it's just the perfect shade. Oh, I missed a spot there. It's just the perfect shade for her skin. I don't know why, I just tried some out and this just really works well. And I haven't colored in her hair yet because I'm not sure if I want to do the background in a black. Yeah, I'm not really sure what I want to do, because if the background is going to be black, I have to make her hair a different color because it's going to just blend in with the background if I don't do that. Yeah, I just kind of work my way from what I know what I want to shade and which color or shade range, and then I just go to the other stuff until I have everything done. It's a very gloomy and rainy day outside, so I tried to kind of make it work with 2 lights and also a softbox, but I hope it works and you guys can see properly, and you probably can also hear the rain outside because I have the window open. And these Pro markers do bleed a bit, but they also don't really smudge the brush pen, which I really enjoy, and they do in some places if the ink is not completely dry or if you go over it too much, but in general they don't smudge, which is really nice because you can just go over everything afterwards and don't have to plan the shading and then do the inking, which I usually would do, but since they don't smudge, I think this is much more fun. Now with watercolors you would usually start with light tones and build them up, but what I have noticed for these kind of markers and for this kind of technique is it's easier to start with the darker values and then work your way to the lighter ones, so it's easier to map out the value scheme of the illustration. So you can make sure that the dark values are spread out nicely and work together, and then you can just create some nuance with the lighter tones. So I think I'm going to just do the hair black and just keep it very simple. For black fillings, I usually use this Pentel brush pen. Because it's very nice to use and the black also looks very nice, but I'm thinking I may be trying out this black pro marker because I haven't used it yet, and that way it could save some of the ink. And yeah, it's a really nice black, oh my god. Now I kind of was expecting this black to be richer and darker, and I'm thinking about maybe going over it with the Pentel brush pen later on. But at first I'm going to use the number 5 and I'm going to make her dress dark, because I have seen this image of a girl with kind of like this darker dress and then a white t-shirt underneath, and I really wanted to use that kind of outfit for this illustration. My Inktober illustrations haven't been really as popular as my digital ones, and I completely understand why. I'm also really bad at taking good pictures, but I do want to keep going and want to keep posting them, not only because it's my prompt list, but because I'm really enjoying drawing them, and I hope you guys don't mind. Likes don't really matter that much to me, but they do in the way that it's kind of like feedback from you guys, what you want to see and what you don't want to see, and I want to listen to that. But I'm also still going to do Inktober, of course. Yeah, these markers are able to do some pretty even coverage, but also have the slight texture going on that I also really enjoy. So yeah, I really enjoy them. Now for the pretzel, I think I'm at first going to try using the number 2, not to go too dark. So we still have some contrast going on to Nubia's skin, but pretzels are pretty dark, so I don't want to go too light as well. Maybe I'm going to add some kind of darker shading with the number 3 and later on. And I think I'm also going to use the 2 to add some stripes to the shirt, because in the reference image of this outfit the shirt also has stripes. I don't know, after drawing so many illustrations of Nubia, I really feel like I know her character and I know what she would wear, what she would go for, so yeah, that's really cool. I mean, I have that with pretty much all my OCs, but yeah, I don't know, this prompt list is just really nice to get to know them more. I do want to film Inktober sketchbook tour when I finished all the illustrations. I know you probably have already seen them on Instagram, but I also wanted to share with you all the sketches I've been doing alongside, and maybe also show you some of the digital sketches I've been doing, because they are they do look kind of hilarious because they are so rough. So yeah. And I love how the day I plan on filming my Inktober process, it's just completely dark outside. But I really wanted to film this prompt because I had this fun idea for her, so yeah. We're just going to make it work. Maybe I can adapt the lighting in post-production and make it look better. And I am going to go over the hair with the Pentel brush pen again because I'm not satisfied with how that looks. But I already knew that. Nubia's eyes are also a 2 because she does have yellow bright eyes. I feel like possibly they are kind of far apart, but that's just how it is now. For the eyes, I've been really cautious about not making them look crooked, so I've been using pencil and such to sketch the pupils out beforehand, so I wouldn't mess it up too much. And I'm going to wait until the marker on here is completely dry, and I'm going to use the Pentel brush to blacken out the hair now. Yeah, I prefer how that looks. Oh, yeah, my ink is empty. In case some of you guys were curious to know, these the Furikokoshi brush pens are not refillable, but the Pentel brush pens are, which is nice. And this illustration of Nubia kind of reminds me of the Joker movie that has come out recently, and I watched it and I really enjoyed it actually. Yeah, I can recommend, if you guys want to watch a movie, can really recommend this movie. The pendle on top of the brush marker is kind of looking a bit funky, and I'm still going to make it work because I really want the black hair and not just this kind of darkish hair. I am going to use the number 3, I think, to kind of add some shadows to the pretzel. I don't know yet. I want it to look more like a burned kind of pretzel, so maybe I'm going to... Yeah, these parts are mostly darker, right, in pretzels, so I'm going to go over this part with the 3. And I'm sure you must be able to hear the rain now because it's pouring outside. But I really like the sound, so maybe I'm going to record some rain ASMR for you guys to enjoy. And it's already 11:20, so I usually upload my Inktobers at around 12. But I think I have to wait a little longer because I still want to edit this video and then get it up at the same time when I'm posting this. So yeah, let's see how this works. Yeah, now we don't have a lot of contrast going onto her face. But I do feel like it helps the pretzel effect, so maybe that was a good choice. I don't know. You guys choose for me. In the beginning I would start these over as soon as there was something that I didn't really like, or when I messed up in some areas, but now I'm just keeping them as they are and just enjoying the process more. Okay, so yeah, I think I'm going to keep it like this and maybe add some details to the pretzels, so stuff like this maybe into the dress. fix some mistakes I've made. Yeah. Let's get to the highlights now. For the highlights, I use this Uniball Signo white gel pen, and I use it to add these, yeah, just regular highlights, but I'm also, you probably have already seen that, doing these kind of constellations on her hair. And yeah, this is the gel pen I use for them, and you can see it does work pretty well. If your gel pen is not working correctly, it could be because it's empty. That's what was with my old gel pen. I was kind of frustrated at it, but it was just because it was empty. And I do mostly do the same kind of constellations, but I also sometimes invent just new ones. Oops, oh wow. Invent just new ones for her hair and just kind of draw them how they go, how they come, you know, how it works with the shape that I have to my disposal. Yeah, I think this is it. I think this is where I'm going to stop before I add too much stuff. This is what I say as I'm adding more stuff to the illustration. Yeah, let me know down in the comments, how is Inktober going for you guys so far. These, or most of these Inktober illustrations are available on my Etsy store, the original ones I mean, in case you guys are interested in these. They are super affordable in case you want to get an original from me. Yeah, let me know how is your Inktober going so far, and also any questions you might have about my supplies or the process, and I will be seeing you guys very soon in my next one. Bye!